A ferocious controversy has broken out over the representation of the national emblem atop the new building of Parliament. Is the opposition justified in feeling left out? Is the Modi government indeed tweaking and changing on constitutional emblems without building a broader consensus? Or is it just the same emblem and the opposition is making a big song and dance for absolutely no reason? Leaders of the opposition are saying the lions you see in that Ashoka Stambh are toxically masculine. Is that just a way of seeing things? Because those who made the sculpture are saying it's just the same Stambh which has been represented going back to 1860. Joining us on the news track, I want to welcome first Jawhar Sircar, Member of Parliament of the Trinamool Congress, joining us from Kolkata. With us on this broadcast is one of India's leading advocates, R.M.R. Sundaram, Senior Advocate in the Supreme Court. Lakshman Vyas joins us. Lakshman Vyas is an artist, a sculptor, joins us from Jaipur, was involved in this construction project. Rahul Srivastav is our National Affairs Editor and he joins us as well. I want to go across to Jawhar Sircar to lay out his objections to the manner in which this ceremony was conducted, to the lions in the way that they've been depicted. Why is it that you think the government is out of line in getting the Prime Minister to inaugurate the emblem and in the manner in which the lions have been depicted?
You see, relating to the first question about the ceremony, as a Member of Parliament, I feel hurt when a new Parliament building is to be inaugurated or one of its important structures is being unveiled with a lot of ceremony and we know nothing about the building. No one was consulted, there was no parliamentary debate on how the new building should be, if at all we required a new building, what are the parameters, what is the structure, what is the architecture, what is the layout, nothing was discussed. It is like I give it, you say clap me, that's all. And about the ceremony was also true to style. I think just 4 persons, they tugged at some string or a switch and the statue went up perhaps hydraulically. Now there were no leaders of the opposition. The LOP, the leader of the opposition, at least in the Rajya Sabha, is a statutory position. Other leaders of the opposition could also have been called instead of making it such an exclusive event of only BJP supporters. Anyway, now moving on to the wider question is, it's not a question of whether I am saying. I am just pointing out to the people of India who have a discerning eye to see whether the lions in the Ashoka Stambh, in the national symbol that we have, or the state emblem as we call it, matches that of the replica that has been put up. There are so many distortions that hit the eye. There are photographs of people who have taken by people who have gone up, and you can see there is an unnecessary aggression in the mouths of the lions. This is the sort of aggression that you see in dear Hanuman, who's portrayed as a lovely creature in our imagination, but comes out rather cruel and aggressive on the stickers behind cars. It's the same aggression that's coming out. Now it's up to the government to explain that there is no distortion.
Okay, let me put that question then to Sanju Verma from the BJP, Mr. Sircar, who joins us on this broadcast. You're saying it's like the angry Hanuman controversy, a genial, kind God, then shown in a very ferocious avatar. It's what we are doing with the lions as well. Jawhar Sircar and many in the opposition, Sanju, very perturbed. They're saying you're messing with our constitutional symbols, with the national emblem. The opposition hasn't been consulted. People haven't been told. How can the emblem suddenly change? Asks Jawhar Sircar. Sanju Verma.
You know, Rahul, I am not answerable to Jawhar Sircar, who incidentally is a Rajya Sabha MP from the Trinamool Congress. And when Jawhar Sircar sits on your show and gives a long bhashan on constitutional values and democratic ethos to the Modi government, let me remind him that his leader Mamata Banerjee on the 23rd of January a couple of months back when we celebrated Netaji Bose's, birth anniversary as Parakram Divas. The Prime Minister was sitting there and she chose to walk away in a huff simply because some people chanted Jai Shri Ram. This is the same Mamata
Okay,
Banerjee
that's a
government.
controversy we've left in the past. I want to talk about whether, and first everyone just look at those images. Just look at those images. On the one, okay, one second. On the one side of the screen, you've got images of the national emblem as it was shown in the past. On the other side, you've got the roaring expression. That's what he's objecting to. Sanju, respond. I want to stick to the current controversy, please.
Rahul, why is it that each time the BJP wants to make a point, you interrupt in the middle? I did not see you interrupting when Jawhar Sircar was talking. Let me finish my point. You can rebut me.
Go on.
I simply want to call out the hypocrisy of people like Jawhar Sircar, whose own party leader Mamata Banerjee has spared no effort to undermine constitutional values. Don't you know the manner in which she treats the West Bengal governor, Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar? Don't you know this is the same Mamata Banerjee who said she had not been invited to the Rabindranath Jayanti celebration on the 7th of May, and then the BJP exposed Mamata Banerjee by showing a letter which had been sent to her a month back. The point is that democracy khatre mein hai since 2014, ever since Narendra Modi took charge as the Prime Minister. And people like Mr. Jawhar Sircar have not been able to digest that. You should look at the language of his tweet. He sent out a tweet at 12:26 p.m. on the 11th of July saying Amit Shah and Narendra Modi are trying to buy out democracy. He again sent a tweet on the 11th of July at 5:53 p.m. saying that the entire parliament building...
Now, Sanju, one second, I must butt in because you're spending a lot of time. My time is limited. We must debate the lions and the depiction of the lions. You can't spend so much time going away from the topic. This is what you've been called on. Please respond to that. Yes, please come to the point quickly.
My simple, limited point is this. I request Mr. Jawhar Sircar to go and educate himself, because under Article 74, Rahul, and under Article 75 of the Constitution, the Prime Minister has sweeping executive, legislative powers, including powers pertaining to foreign policy, public policy, what have you. And I challenge Mr. Sircar, please tell me which provision of Article 74 and which provision of Article 75 under the Indian Constitution have Narendra Modi flouted by inaugurating the cast of that national emblem